Welcome to the Morning Mindset Podcast with me, Craig Skelton. Each day we kick off your morning with the positivity, actionable insights, and the motivation you need to conquer the day ahead. Whether you're looking to develop a positive mindset, a habit of persistence, or simply starting your day on the right foot, this podcast is your daily dose of inspirational and practical advice. And today's podcast, well, it's Monday morning. Let's get into it. Today's episode is why you should stop lying to yourself and stop making excuses. So yeah, I'm talking about something that every single one of us is guilty of at some point in our lives, lying to ourselves. And yeah, I've said it, we've all done it, whether it's telling ourselves we're going to start that new thing tomorrow or convincing ourselves that things will magically change on their own or making excuses to avoid the hard work. But the thing is, if you want to grow both personally and professionally, you need to stop lying to yourself and need to stop making excuses. And what better time to start on a Monday morning? So first of all, let's understand, why do we lie to ourselves? We lie to ourselves for many reasons, but at the core, it often comes down to fear of failure, fear of discomfort, fear of confronting the truth about our current situation. It's easier to live in a comfortable illusion than face the harsh reality of where we are versus where we want to be. Sometimes we tell ourselves, we're not ready, I'll start next week, I'll quit that bad habit when the timing is right. Other times we convince ourselves that our efforts don't really matter, it's not my fault, it's out of my control. And these lies give us temporary relief from the discomfort of taking responsibility. But the thing is, just because we tell ourselves these stories doesn't make them true or real. The more we tell ourselves lies, the more we disconnect from reality and the further we drift from our goals. And lying to ourselves just becomes a way of avoiding responsibility. And as we avoid responsibility, we stagnate. So what's the consequence of lying to yourself? Well, the truth is, when you lie to yourself, you set yourself up for disappointment, frustration, and ultimately failure. Every time you make an excuse, you give yourself permission to stay stuck. You tell yourself that things will change someday, the less likely you are to take action today. When you lie to yourself, you're not just delaying success, you're sabotaging it too. You're staying jobs you hate, relationships that drain you, and that habits that don't serve you. And eventually these lies accumulate into regret. One day you will wake up and realize that you've been living a life what wasn't even truly yours. It was based on false stories and excuses. Not only does lying to yourself limit your potential, but it also kills your self-trust too. The more you break promises to yourself, the more you chip away at your confidence and belief in your own ability to follow through. It's like a dangerous cycle. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? How do you break the habit of lying to yourself? Breaking the habit isn't easy, but it's absolutely necessary. The good news is, like all habits, it can be broken with awareness and a conscious effort. And these are just a few things that you can do to start with today. The first one is recognize the lies. The first step is acknowledge that you're lying to yourself. This takes a lot of self-awareness. Start paying attention to the excuses you make and the stories you tell yourself. Do you say things like, I'll get around to it later, or it's not the right time now? Question those thoughts. Are they truly valid, or are they just a way of avoiding discomfort? And then the second thing is, own your responsibility. Once you've identified the lies, it's time to take ownership for them. Stop blaming external factors or your circumstances, other people, or whatever it is. Instead, focus on what you can control. You may not be able to change everything around you, but you can always change how you respond to them. And more often than not, you can change your actions. By owning your responsibility, you take back the power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the creator of your own life. The third thing is, embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. So if you're constantly avoiding discomfort, you're always avoiding growth. Start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, whether it's waking up earlier or having that difficult conversation or tackling that something that you've been avoiding. You need to lean into discomfort. And when you push through the resistance, you'll find that it's not that bad. After all, it's not as bad as you thought. And every time you overcome it, you strengthen your resilience and an ability to handle challenges. And then the fourth thing is, set small actionable goals. It's easy to lie to ourselves when the tasks feel too overwhelming. That's why breaking things down into smaller, more manageable steps can be so powerful. Instead of telling yourself, Or write a book. Start with, I'll write one page today. Or instead of, I need to get fit, commit to a 10-minute workout today. These small actionable steps just all add up. They build momentum and you'll find it easier to follow through onto the bigger goals. Most importantly, you'll be rebuilding trust in yourself one small step at a time. And that moves on to holding yourself accountable. Accountability is key to breaking this habit, whether that's through a trusted friend, a mentor, even just writing down your goals. Holding yourself accountable is crucial. When you know someone or something is keeping track of your progress, you're less likely to slack off or make excuses. One powerful tool is just to simply write down your intentions each morning. Reflect on them at the end of the day. Did you follow through? If not, why not? Be honest with yourself. Like, don't bull yourself. Be true, which then moves on to the benefits of being true to yourself. When you stop lying to yourself, you stop making excuses, something incredible happens. You start to believe in yourself. You build self respect. You become someone who honors their word both to yourself and to others. You also take meaningful action towards your goals. You stop waiting for that perfect time or the right conditions because you understand that the only perfect time is right now. You start to see real progress in your business and personal growth and in your relationships too. Being true to yourself also frees up mental energy. When you're not constantly juggling the lies and the excuses, you can focus on what really matters, which is taking action and moving forward. You're going to live authentically, aligned with true values and desires. So, as we head into this week, I want to ask yourself, what lies have you been telling yourself? What excuses are you clinging onto? And most importantly, what would your life look like if you let go of those lies and started living the truth? So it's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to start taking full responsibility for your life and for your business. You've got the power to make this week count. No more delays, no more excuses. So just go out there, be honest with yourself, take action. The only thing that's standing between you and your goals is the story you're telling yourself. Change the story, change your life. So that's it. That's today's The Morning Mindset. If this message resonated with you, then share it with someone who you might feel that needs it, like it. And as always, leave me a review if you can. That would be amazing. Have a great week ahead. Stay motivated, stay focused, stay positive, and run your own race.